Okay, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to everyone. I have a distinct honor to welcome you to this press conference. Madam President, you're welcome. Today we are bringing this press conference from the Antonio Castel building of the University of Liberia Capital Campus. Your MC and Winston Pallet, I work with the University of Liberia as the Information Officer with the Department of University Relations. Today's press conference will be presided over by our dynamic president, the assistant president of the University of Liberia, Dr. Lady Mafanya. Madam President, I also like to introduce to you our colleagues from the media, journalists. On very short notice, we have a full house. And I said that was very remarkable. I want to say welcome to our colleagues from the media. Today's press conference, the president will preside over this very important press conference. All our platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, etc., are carrying this press conference live. For those following us online, we also like to inform you that we are coming to you from Capitol Hill for the continuation of this press conference. I have the duty, I have the honor to also invite my boss, Councilor Norris L. Toy, the Vice President of University Relations, who is also serving as the chairperson for the University of Liberia 75th Anniversary Steering Committee. Councilor Norris, please, you're welcome.
Thank you, Winston. Let me again welcome all of you, particularly members of the Fourth Estate. On so short a notice, we have a full house because we have something very important to announce today. Our president here will certainly do that. But before I do, let me also recognize some of the distinguished members of the university community and others who have joined us this afternoon to participate in this very iconic and auspicious press conference. As you know, before I do that, the University of Liberia will celebrate its 75th anniversary since it was established or founded in 1951. In fact, on February 15, 1951, the University of Liberia transitioned from Liberia College, which was founded in 1862, to the University of Liberia. So this year makes us 75-year-old as the nation's highest institution of learning. Last year we celebrated the 74th, and so we participated. But this year, during the 74th last year, our president, the 16th president, announced that this year's celebration will be big, will be a year long, will be historic. And so she has put a committee together, a very comprehensive committee, because she takes this very, very seriously. 75 years of impacting knowledge in those young people and others who chose this institution as the place to pursue the post-secondary education. It's a big deal. So she put a big committee together, and I'd just like to read the list of some of the committee members to steer this big event, this historic event. And she designated me to chair this committee. So I will be chairing this committee of top-notch university individuals. On this committee, we also have Dr. William Ezra Arling. As you know, he's the former Vice President for Academic Affairs here at this university, but he's a professor of history for many, many years. He taught this school and abroad. Well, currently in the University of Liberia, he's the Executive Director of the Center for Migration and Diaspora Studies. So Dr. Arling is a member of this committee this year, but to acknowledge your presence, Professor Doctor. If this was not a press conference, the journalists will be clapping, but that's all. If you want to clap, please, feel free. We'll break the protocol. Also on this committee is Dr. Edna John, President of the University Faculty Association. She's here. So you can see clearly now this committee is all-encompassing. Another president of this committee is the UM Alumni Association in Liberia. And the president is on this committee. He is Mr. Martin Penny. He's also here in this press conference. Mr. President, you are welcome. The Staff Association is also on this committee, is represented by its president, Mr. D. Preston. The committee, in the president's wisdom, is not just going to be comprised of, professors, stakeholders, but students as well. So we have on the committee a student advisory council member, student Ish, daughter Leah is here. And then we have the Department of Protocol that will coordinate with all of the guests and others who will be coming. Ms. Deputy Chapman is here on this committee representing the Department of Protocol. The University of Liberia is a very big institution. If you founded in 1951 or before that, if you were studying in this institute, there are so many members. So we have a huge alumni presence around the world. The majority of them lives in the United States of America. So the Alumni Association in the diaspora is also on this committee, and it is represented by Mr. Melvin Howard. He is also a former president of Liberia, that's how they call themselves in the United States of America. Also, on this committee is the University of Liberia Alumni Chorus in the diaspora. So here we have UL Chorus. We also have UL Chorus in the diaspora, and they're also on this committee. And the president will say something about the diaspora, about this girl when she comes to make her speech. So I'm not going to say what she's going to say. But the chorus, both here is also on this committee and in the US. And the person who represents the chorus in the diaspora is Mr. Wilhelmina Wilson. There are other individuals who are going to be working on various subcommittees. All right, and it's the president's vision that in order to fulfill the full extent and give this celebration what it deserves, the entire university family and beyond need to work together. So that is it. And today also the president will present a prize. One of the things we wanted to do is to make this celebration so special. So we launched a competition and invited students, artists, others to compete for a prize. The president will announce that thing, but the person who won the prize is also here, and the president will present the prize to that person. Okay? So this is basically why we've called you here. The president will say a little more about specifically what we're going to be doing today. He's going to show something that will jumpstart this whole process. And so when the president makes a speech, and then she will come and subsequently award the prize, and and then you have the opportunity to ask questions, and then the president of the Alumni Association, Mr. Martin Penny, will do the board of things, and then we'll be out of here. All right. So it is my pleasure now to call the 16th president of the University of Liberia, Dr. Lady Mafai, who will make a special statement for the hearing. Madam President, the podium is yours.
Good afternoon. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for coming together on short notice for this important occasion. We're on the cusp of a national moment, the 75th anniversary of the establishment of the University of Liberia, formerly Liberia College. Liberia College was founded in 1862 as Liberia's national higher education institution and the second oldest such institution in Africa. In 1951, Liberia College was rechartered as the University of Liberia and launched into a new era as the flagship national university of the Republic of Liberia. On February 15, 2026, our Founders Day, UL will officially launch our year-long celebration of this milestone anniversary. The University of Liberia is a national institution. Not only is it Liberia's flagship university, it is also Liberia's #1 public university, its largest institution of higher education by far, and its most accessible institution to Liberia's diverse population. In addition to these facts, UL's importance derives from the fact that its numerous alumni serve across government, health, law, media, business, civil society, and more. Thus, UL's history is inseparable from Liberia's national journey. Over time, UL has survived periods of national challenge and recovery. UL's endurance is a source of national pride. Today, on the verge of this diamond anniversary, we are positioning UL for another chapter of transformation. Why does this 75th anniversary matter? UL gained its university status in 1951, and the UL Charter expanded UL's academic and national mandate. This led to growth in the curriculum, expansion of the faculty, new professional training opportunities, an uptick in research, and vaster contributions to national leadership. We are now celebrating 75 years of this growth and development, from an institution that once had only a few hundred students to an institution now boasting nearly 30,000. This anniversary by design sets the tone for the future direction of this institution, and building on the legacy of UL's prior greatness for our expansion into UL's next highest and best version of itself. Accordingly, the official theme for UL's 75th anniversary is From Our Foundation to Our Future, UL at 75. This theme reflects continuity and transformation, honors our institution's deep foundations, and emphasizes relevance, reform, and growth. It is rooted in a vision, the 5 E's, a leadership framework expressed at the time of my inauguration last year. These 5 E's are education, effectiveness, efficiency, excellence, and ethics. The 5 E's continue to inform everything we do and how we do it. They express the values of this administration, and they provide a roadmap for UL's transformation. Today, I am pleased and excited to reveal and launch UL's special 75th anniversary logo. The UL Relations Office held a nationwide logo design contest. Over 50 entries were submitted and vetted by a selection committee. I'm delighted to announce that the winning design was produced by Joao Malata. His winning logo evokes, let's show it. Can we show it now? Please, do the big reveal. Let's set it up on the table so everyone can see it.
Okay. Everybody give me a applause for the logo.
His winning logo evokes light, knowledge, service, transformation, and national pride, while simultaneously reflecting UL's history and legacy. Its unveiling symbolically marks the launch of the UL 75th anniversary season. Please, let's give a round of applause to Mr. Milano for his design. The official kickoff of UL 75th anniversary celebration will take place on Founders Day, Sunday, February 15th, 2026. The celebration will kick off with a day of Thanksgiving and multi-faith service on Capitol Hill campus. This event sets the spiritual and reflective tone for the year-long celebration that will follow. In addition to the multi-faith Thanksgiving service, kickoff week events include the following. On Monday, February 16th, an anniversary parade, as well as an arts and crafts exhibition. On Tuesday, February 17th, Student Day, with student-centered activities planned by UL students. Wednesday, February 18th, Community and Partners Day. Thursday, February 19th, Chorus. The UL Alumni Chorus, or ULAC as it is known, is a largely US-based organization, and several members are returning home specifically to perform at UL at 75. A world-renowned musical organization, ULAC serves as an ambassador for the University of Liberia all over the world. ULAC will perform 4 times during its visit to Liberia, and the February 23rd performance is both a fundraiser and an act of service to our institution. ULAC's collaboration with the UL Chorus symbolizes UL's strong diaspora connection to Liberia and UL's reach throughout the world. On Thursday, February 26th, UL will host the President's Ball, a major milestone event marking the culmination of the kickoff phase of the 75th anniversary year. It will be a gathering of national leaders, alumni, partners, and supporters, all coming together to celebrate UL's foundations and invest in UL's future. The ball will be a ticketed event with sponsorship opportunities, inviting people of all giving capacities to show their love for UL and their dedication to its growth and thriving. In the year ahead, you will observe UL at 75 in action. Anniversary observances will continue throughout the year. Academic, cultural, alumni, and national engagement activities are in planning, and opportunities for
introduce yourself, the station you are representing.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Ezekiel. I work for the Liberia Youth Agency. Listening to you, I want to ask, moving forward, what are the university's strategic goals and priority? And how does the university plan to address challenges such as funding, infrastructure, and academic quality moving forward? Thank you.
Next. Webster, please.
So I'm Webster Play and I come from Front-Based Africa. I mean, what set this 75th anniversary is different from the previous?
Okay, you. Please come forward and present you. Please come forward.
So I'm Kim Azina from Farm FM, and I would like to know how you celebrate 75 years at the UL. What are some of the major achievements that you have achieved since
Okay, please, the name of the, yeah.
Yes, my name is Alex Isubu and I report for Today Liberia Television. Madam President, thank you so kindly for the presentation and your many contributions you bring to the University of Liberia. But I'm concerned about this particular celebration. What does it mean for students within the university and people who have graduated? Thank you.
First question. We have 4 questions already.
Okay, let me start from the top. All right, so in terms of the University of Liberia's strategic goals, I just want to start by saying that one of the things that will happen during the 75th anniversary, relatively soon within it, God willing, is the release of the official UL 2026 to 2030 strategic plan. And in that, we have a number of goals that relate to infrastructure development, to the revitalization of UL's flagship status, to faculty and staff development, administrative development, student success, and as well as some forthcoming goals related to women's empowerment, gender equality, disability, inclusion, access, and multi-faith representation. So the plan is quite expansive. It has many different details that touch on all aspects of the university. And so you'll hear more about it. But you asked specifically about what the goals are with regard to funding, infrastructure, and let's see, what was the third one? Academic quality. Okay, so what we recognize is that we're at a point in time when we need to do some rapid transformation of the university. So we have a very strong fundraising plan in the strategic goals. One way that we are doing that is by creating a division of institutional advancement, which is actually built upon our current UL relations division, but adds in responsibilities for fundraising and development as well as external relations to really help us expand our reach and to have a very robust fundraising operation, which is required of modern universities that are going to have extensive funds from extramural sources. So that's one thing. In terms of infrastructure, a good amount of that fundraising will be dedicated to infrastructural revitalization, because we all know the state of UL's buildings. Many are quite old, many are still sustaining damage, and some need to be completely replaced. And so within the plan, there is room to engage in all of those things. The plan talks about renovation of those buildings that are still good, beautification of our campus grounds everywhere, and also some new construction. In terms of academic quality, we recognize that in any university, the academic disciplines need to be refreshed periodically to make sure that we're reviewing the curriculum for its alignment with the most advanced cutting-edge knowledge from around the world and best practices pedagogically. And so we'll be looking across all of UL's academic departments, finding out when their last update was, and for those who need new updates, we'll be engaging in new curriculum review.
Thank you, Madam President. So we'll take the next.
Oh, I didn't get to the other question. Okay, so how is UL's 75th anniversary different from the 74th anniversary? Well, you know how it is when you celebrate a birthday. When you turn, certain birthdays is the big celebration and certain birthdays are the small celebrations. 74 is just a prelude to 75 because 75 is a universally acknowledged milestone anniversary. You know, whether you're having a birthday, a wedding anniversary, or any such thing, you know 75 is an important is our passage by the Faculty Senate of our regularized academic calendar, which is a term that has 2 regular semesters and a vacation school, in an effort to make sure that there are always classes going on for students who need them, and that those who are trying to rapidly progress through their academic careers can do so at a good clip. And so even though we've been tweaking that calendar and we've been adapting to the realities of UL at the same time as we're refining certain processes, we still are sticking to the idea that we want to have always semesters in succession so that students have access to courses. In terms of some other achievements, so that I can get to the other question, I'm particularly thankful that we've already begun some of the infrastructure improvements. We've been working on the bathrooms situation across the course of the year with particular assistance from our interim vice president for administration, Samajala, and other partners such as Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation and Exity Engineering Solutions. As you know, we're building a new bathroom complex on the Fendel campus. It's going to be completely solar powered and is going to serve as a demonstration project about how solarization of our campuses can help us solve our energy and our water problems, make sure that we always have working and clean bathrooms, and to also provide us with other kinds of services such as 24/7 internet and places to work and study based on the provision of electricity. So I feel very proud of accomplishments such as these. I'm also thankful that over the course of the year, I've been able to spend time with each of UL's key constituencies, whether the diverse student groups that the university has, culminating in the formation of the President's Student Advisory Council, which is comprised of student leaders from different groups, as well as meeting with faculty and staff in different configurations and meeting UL's alumni around the world, in Liberia, in the United States, and in other places. So those are a few of the achievements that I'm most proud of today. In terms of what does this celebration mean for students? One of the most important things that this celebration means for students is that we're going to be doing the fundraising to improve the facilities that you use every day in the course of your education. We know, for example, that UL's labs, whether we're talking about computer labs or chemistry labs or biology labs or physics labs or health labs or GIS labs or agriculture labs, we know that they all need help. But to help those labs, we have to raise the money, we have to make the friends and partnerships that will help us to do it. So students will benefit educationally through everything that takes place. I also believe that there will be improvements in student life that come as a result of the 75th anniversary and its activities. A rich array of events across the course of the year, which are going to be open to students as well as the rest of the UL community. And of course, we will continue to take suggestions from students about the kinds of events that will be meaningful to you during the 75th anniversary year, because it is a work in progress.
Thank you, Madam President. So we'll take the last batch of questions, please. Yes. Introduce yourself.
Dear Madam President, my name is Lincoln Peterson. I work for the Peterson District. Most after this celebration, most can see faculty disengaging from crisis. They always say some balance between faculties and the management of the universities of Liberia. So I want to know, aside from we, the University of Liberia, unveiling its plans at the 75th anniversary celebration. What particularly this celebration seeks to project? That's one. Number two, we also have Canada-based political parties. We talk about representation of the president, representing the student movement here. But sometimes we have we usually see them engaging into some action, like when the president was about to deliver a State of the Nation address. We saw them engaging into some action. We have seen several protest actions from them here. Have you had some engagement or dialogue with them ahead of the 75th anniversary in order to avoid some protestation as we go along the way? And the last question, in 2025, this is just a concern. In 2025, the law school offer one entrance instead of the regular two. People have been asking, will there be another one as we close to anytime soon? Yeah.
Okay, that's plenty of questions. Do you want to take others or should I just go?
Okay, I think saying it was loaded, so people usually respond to it, then we take the last 3 questions.
Okay, that sounds fine. All right, so in terms of what we want to project with the 75th anniversary vis-a-vis faculty and our relationships with UL administration, we want to project that we hear you and we're doing things that support your goals and needs. We understand as we develop the strategic plan, and as I sort of did an informal listening tour throughout my first year, that the faculty have vast needs that are diverse, but that there are also some common themes. And so a lot of the things that you will see in the strategic plan and things that we're going to begin undertaking during the 75th anniversary year are an attempt to make a difference in some of those areas that faculty care about. In terms of the campus-based political parties and the particular actions of students, I'll tell you one thing. I've worked my entire adult life in higher ed institutions. And I know that student protests are a fact of life at universities. They're never going to go away. And no matter what you do, there will always be students who find a reason to protest because it's a part of identity development for young adults and university students, and it's just a thing that happens. But what I care about is making sure that students are tuned into productive activities and that their protests are about action and about achieving a better world for themselves and others. And so I view members of student political parties as my friends and children. I talk to them. We have meetings, both formal and informal, and we have opportunity to exchange views on a regular basis. I've learned that students each have their own style about how they want to protest. My goal is to make sure that destruction doesn't take place, that no one is harmed physically, that property is left intact, and that the ideas that the students want to communicate are well received. But to try to suppress student political activity at universities is a form of repression of speech. It is antithetical to the nature of the universities, and we want to make sure that students not only have the opportunity to speak freely, but most importantly, to have the opportunity at university to refine their ideas and become better, stronger, more sophisticated political thinkers and actors.
Okay.
All right, law school entrance. I'll say this, that the law school is invited to participate in the entrances that we will be having in 2026. There was a transition in leadership in the law school last year, as I'm sure you know, which may have slowed things down, but now that we're established with the new leadership, I think we'll be on track.
Okay, thank you, Madam President. So we'll take the last 3 questions, but please let each of you ask just 1 question. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. My name is Anthony Gray, and I report for ECOWAS region. Nearly a week ago, the National Port Authority, in partnership with the university, launched a campaign of raising $1 million for the university. How far are we when it comes to figures? How much was raised?
Sure. I'll wait for that.
Okay, so the next 2 questions, please. Yes.
Yes, Dr. I'm Arena Ekwepwegi, and I report for Blaze FM. I listened to you, and then you were informing the public concerning UL 75th anniversary celebration. And then you even disclosed the theme of this year's celebration, and then you did not make mention of the guest speaker. Is it that there will be no guest speaker?
Thank you. So for the last question, do we have a lady who want to ask? Otherwise, I will take this gentleman. Do we have a lady who want to ask? Okay, so please go ahead. You.
Thank you.
Please stand and introduce yourself.
I'm Daniel Soli, and I report for Truth FM. Madam President, you talked about the number of students, the high increase of students currently in the university. Is there any means of expanding, meaning that taking all of the departments out of Mosul for and it to reduce the high number of students?
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead. All right, so with the $1 million campaign that was launched by the National Port Authority in collaboration with the University of Liberia last week, at that event itself, the amount raised was approximately $100,000. The chief launcher launched with a gift of $75,000, and the remaining $25,000 approximately was raised at that event. Of course, it will be ongoing. The National Port Authority presented a list of probably over 100 sponsors and partners at that event in their program. And based on the nature of those, most of which were business entities, some of which were government entities, a few of which were NGOs and religious organizations, they will be able to raise that amount. So I have no doubt that that campaign will be successful. In terms of a guest speaker, our 75th anniversary kickoff week has many distributed events for many different constituencies, so it isn't a single guest speaker. Our Thanksgiving service will have a keynote address as well as a keynote performance by the UL Alumni Chorus, and we'll announce that when we put out our next iteration of the schedule. In terms of the number of students here, I didn't completely understand the question. Can you please restate it?
You talk about a high increase of students at the University of Liberia.
Right. What
So
about
is
that?
there any need of
Decentralization.
decentralization in terms of?
Okay, not right now. There are, of course, other public universities in the counties. And so students have the opportunity to self-decentralize by attending other universities in the Republic of Liberia. But for the University of Liberia here, our plan is to increase our capacity to host the students that we do have. Right now, our classroom space is almost to its limit, if not exceeding its limit, which is part of why infrastructure is such a big part of our strategic plan. We know that we need more classroom space, more office space, more of other kinds of spaces to make the university have an optimal space situation for the number of people. We also know that it's extremely likely that the number of students will continue to increase because many, many people want to attend the University of Liberia, and those who are deserving should be able to. But right now, we have to make sure that we're balancing the number of classrooms, the number of chairs, the number of teachers. We also need to increase the size of our faculty to accommodate more students because it's necessary to maintain faculty to student ratios at a degree that makes learning very effective. When you have classes that are too big, learning is much harder. But when you have smaller classes, learning is easier. So part of what our plan aims to achieve is a movement towards a smaller faculty to student ratio and more classroom space to be able to accommodate the number of students we have now and even increase it in the future.
Okay, Madam President, please move to understand that we have a presentation to link to you as the president of the university. And on behalf of the standing committee, I want to present to you the first t-shirt for you, where on this occasion, and then before any of us wear any of it, okay?
Okay.
So please get the president here. Very good. And secondly, we have presenting, I want you to present the university's seal, the anniversary seal. This is it.
All right, so we decided that in addition to our 75th anniversary logo, it was time to refresh and update the Lexington Tenebris logo, which is primarily used on my stationery as well as the stationery of the Board of Trustees and the UL Alumni Association. And so we asked our designer to give us a complimentary update that looks good with the 75th anniversary logo so that we can use the two adjacent whenever necessary. So this will be our seal now moving forward. And just in case anyone is wondering, the seal does meet the specifications that are in the UL charter for what the UL seal needs to look like. And you will notice that there are many, if you look here, you can see that the elements are essentially similar with a few aesthetic changes that will make it easier for us to put this logo on different kinds of things. So if anyone has questions about the logos, feel free to ask, but otherwise, this is it, a new UL logo.
Please give the president a big hand of applause, Mr. Gentleman. Okay, the president. Yeah. Okay, before I call, I just want to recognize few individuals that are left out to join us. We also have student affairs represented on this committee, and Stephen is here, representing student affairs. But also, we will collaborate with other important stakeholders So we are collaborating with If Magazine. And today we are pleased to have in our midst Mr. Van Thompson, who is seated by Dr. Allen. Mr. Thompson is the CEO and publisher of If Magazine. As you know, If Magazine goes internationally, and every opportunity we get here at the university, If Magazine, like you write stories about us and project the image of the university, both nationally and internationally, particularly in the US, where we have, a huge alumni base and all. So thank you for coming, Mr. Thompson. At this stage, it's a pleasure to call for. Did I leave anybody else? I'm sorry? Cynthia Blanford, she's not here, but Cynthia Blanford is also collaborating with us, and Mr. Van Thompson is representing Cynthia Blanford. She's going to be helping us with planning some of the big ticket activities like the President Ball. So we're very glad by the President that you are expanding this committee to ensure that we perform optimally. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me again at this stage call the President, the man who admits all the alumni when they graduate into the membership. How many of you are alumni of the university of background? Okay, I'm talking about the media. Not many? Just one? Plenty. All right, good. Our president is about to do full of things. Mr. President, please.
So, thank you very much, Dr. Mpaya, Dr. Ali, President Offa, Dr. Tony, all other personalities here. Special thanks to the press for coming to this occasion. The University of Liberia Alumni Association is the custodian now of the university. The University of Liberia Alumni Association has a duty and responsibility to ensure the continuity of the university in supporting national government to provide the necessary academic needs of the university. So today I'm humble, I'm happy to be here at this future launching of the logo, and the logo. This is 75th Honors Day anniversary that we're observing. And the team carries from our foundation to our future. That encapsulates our journey, where we came from and where we're going. And so, given the responsibility to give the full of things, I see as a place today, firstly, to recognize the effort of the founding fathers of the University of Liberia. Illustrate that three key personalities who are there gave birth to the university: Alexander Cromwell, Dr. Edward Woman Blackie, and the founding father himself, Joseph G. Roberts. I guess at the time they were contemplating on establishing the University of Liberia, looking at the situation on the African continent and the world at large. I know too many persons were saying, but why do you come in? I didn't come to open the university, and then get ready. And then gradually, the trust organization came in and provided the space for them to host the university. So that vision today is what we are living in. Today we are celebrating the 75th anniversary of a university. That vision was captured several years back. So today we are pleased to say thanks to all of them for the vision. And it's our duty now to ensure that we continue this vision. So this is why the team says we are in our future. And we are the one now have the future. And that duty is upon us to train the university up to the next generation. So we are let's say thanks to all former presidents of the university, all former board members who kept the university moving forward. You see the listing? 18 persons serve as president of the university, 19 persons. Let me correct. All faculty members who have worked at the university, past and present. It's a shame to you for keeping the university alive. In most of the difficult and challenging times, you make sacrifices. So we are all related to your effort in ensuring that the university is moving forward. So there's a thing to all faculty members, those in the past and today. And to all students who pass through the walls of the university like you, who acquire knowledge and today, pass on knowledge to other generation of students. Let's say thank you too for your effort. The university mandate is being pursued, is being executed to the letter in the vision of our fire. While the children have challenges, but we can rest assured that we will achieve our objective to the maximum. So today, on behalf of the global community of the alumni membership of the university and the university family, let's say thanks to all of you, all those who support the university, the government abroad, in particular, who have been the chief sponsor of the university. We also want to say thank you to the government abroad, who submitted one government after another, have been supporting the university to the extent of the resource capacity. So let us say thanks to all of them, from Julius Gibraltar to down to the Union Barker. Let's say thank you for supporting the university. We will continue to work with those of the university, work with each other, and show that the university that grew up keep the vision, the mantle for which we established. Thank you very much.
So, also thanks to the alumni president. So, Madam President, thank you so much for this time. To our colleagues from the media, also thanks for your time. Thank you for everything today. To the high table, thank you too for being around. And this press conference has come to an end.
Thank you. Please wait for the president and the high table.
You just start effectively.